up, y'all? It's Risa with another speed build. So this is going to be my second in my little, series, I guess, of different houses based on where they're from. So I lived in Colorado for 6 years, and so I wanted to make a Colorado house, but of course Colorado is it's varied, we'll say that, based on where you are. So I'm making specifically a Denver-style house, starter home this time. Basically, the neighborhood where I lived was within walking distance of the university, so we did a lot of walking around there and doing a lot of just taking a nice amble, And we saw pretty much a whole bunch of houses that looked exactly like this one. So this is my Denver-style house. It is brick on brick. It has a hipped roof. It's tiny, but it has an unfinished basement, which is what they all have for some reason. Some of them are finished. The ones that I've seen online and stuff, when we would go Zillow walking, as you do when you are in your 20s and you don't have money to actually buy a house. So you go on Zillow and you look at houses in your area and you laugh about how ugly they are or how expensive they are or what are they doing? Who knows? So that's what this house is. Ones I've seen basically on Zillow. There is this little section by where we used to live, and it has all of these houses that look pretty much exactly the same. So I was kind of going off based on what I know of those houses from the outside at least. So it was fun. I enjoyed building this house, to be quite honest. I had a fun time doing this one. It actually ended up, I'm incredibly proud of how accurate it ended up. I ended up sending it to one of my friends who I met when I was living in Denver, and so A Romantic Ace, Kira from A Romantic Ace, you might know her. We've done collabs before, but I sent this to her, a screenshot to her, and I was like, does this or does this not look like one of those houses over by where I used to live? And she was like, yes, oh my gosh. So shout out to Kira. I was needing some kind of does it look better like this or like this? So in the area, it's mostly white trim and stuff on the houses, but I didn't think it looked super great with the white trim, so I tried it with brown, and she agreed with me that it looked better with the brown, but it's way more accurate with the white, so I was like, fine. It's okay. From what I can tell, most of these places do have hardwood floor, but I wanted carpet in the bedrooms because I didn't want to have to buy rugs because this is a starter home. I was specifically thinking I wanted it to be a starter home when I was setting, going to do it. So I specifically was choosing the cheaper stuff. I really wish that we had an actual pure white, paint on the wall that was not that pure expression stuff. I wanted to simoleon white wall. And I can't. There are none. I had a lot of trouble deciding what door I wanted for this house because none of these really reflect what Colorado houses look like in that way. Pretty much everyone in Denver at least has a storm door and then their regular door. Some of them are wooden and stuff like that. So there's generally a door out in front of it. You know what I mean? So I had a lot of trouble trying to figure out something that looked nice for that. But they don't really have that in The Sims, so I had to just kind of go for one of those base game doors. I was originally going to make this a base game house, but I ended up using stuff from Seasons and Snowy Escape and what else? Laundry Day. I know I use Laundry Day because I was like, I need something to put downstairs. So there is actually a washer and dryer in the basement because that tends to be what they're used for. It's a whole thing. I ended up using that gray color for the walls because it worked better than I don't like the tan. You know what I mean? But it's fine. This kitchen ends up being, I was going to do like a galley style kitchen, and then I realized I didn't leave any room for where they would eat. So I end up having to move the door to the basement into like the parents' room instead of the kitchen so that we can have room for a table, because I really wanted to be able to do that. What I wanted to do was make sure that this was 1, functional, 2, a starter home, and 3, more than 1 bedroom. So this is a starter home. It has space for 3 people. You might be able to fit, like, I tricked out the kids' room, by the way. The kid has a bunch of stuff. It's got an activity table later. You'll see it. So if you would like to, you can probably get rid of some of that stuff that I gave the kid and just put another bed in there, and it would definitely work for a 4-person home, like 100%. This isn't a very tiny living room, but I was looking at floor plans for like the kind of place I was looking for. Again, I went on Zillow. I'm not being sponsored by them, but I do use them quite a bit when I'm looking at things. So I was looking around on there, and most of the ones that are like 2 bedrooms that I was thinking of were this kind of like tiny living area. But a lot of them then had a living area downstairs as well. So down in the basement, they would have like a big family room, and that's why the living room upstairs wasn't that big. It ends up being more like an entry room or a foyer or something. So like that ends up being okay in real life, but I did not want to have to finish the basement because it's expensive. You know what I mean? Here I am realizing I didn't put any space in for dining. So I was like, that's not going to work. I was like, maybe only 2 of them can eat at a time. And then I was like, no, wait, Risa, you are in charge here. You can change this. It doesn't have to be like that. I am actually pretty proud. I didn't use any debug objects for this build. I end up landscaping it, and the landscaping ends up being all like real landscaping. I didn't have to dip into debug for any of it. And that's with the killer kids room that I do. I tried doing it for like a generic room at first, but the kids room stuff is all just so much cheaper. Which sounds silly, but that kid's bed that I just put down, that one is cheaper and it's not uncomfortable. So I don't like putting down uncomfortable things, but when I'm doing starter homes, I tend to, so it's okay. But this kid has Blarfy, kid has an activity table, kid has a dresser, and I put down some wall decals. See? Look at that. I love that. It's so cute. Bam, done. I was going to put that rug in there, but I couldn't figure out what swatch to use, so I just didn't. Oh, and I gave the kid a bookcase. So, I mean, a stack of books, but you know, whatever. I had a little more trouble with the parents' room, but it's fine. I've been using that end table like sideways to make like end tables that fit in just the half tile space, and it actually ends up working. So, yeah, I was trying to see if I could do something like to try and make it look like a full like bed thing. Yeah. So sorry. It's the end of the day for me. I know you guys are watching this not at the end of the day, but I'm at the end of the day. So, yeah, here's I'm finishing the basement, meaning I'm putting down a washer and a dryer and a hamper, and I didn't want to put hampers upstairs, so I just have the one downstairs, and that actually works, by the way. So, that's fine. All of their stuff will go down to that hamper downstairs. So, yeah. I also, like, the houses that I'm thinking of don't really have big backyards. So, also, I was so excited to be able to use that letterbox instead of a mailbox. I was so excited. But as I was saying, the backyards are not, they're usually just like a fence and then just grass. So I didn't feel bad about doing what I do here. That sounds bad, but pretty much. And this is pretty much just like the landscaping in the area. So I'm okay with this. I am A-okay. So I'm coming to the end of the video. If you would like to download this house, it is up in the gallery under my ID kookykitt. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up and leave a comment telling me what you like about it and where you want me to build next. If you guys like this video and you want to see more like it, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit that bell button to get a notification every time I post a new video. If you want to see me build stuff like this live, you can find me on my Twitch channel, Krollmeister Sisters. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out, y'all.